Hello, I'm Josh Denne, and today we're going to be talking about the 3 important aspects of building your network marketing business. Number 1 is exposure's everything. Now, what does that actually mean? It means our job is to share the message of our company, share the message of our opportunity with as many human beings as we possibly can. That is, in essence, everything. It's important because if you're not sharing your message, who is? The only way somebody's going to know about what you do is if you let them know. Now, there's a lot of mediums to do that these days. You've got the internet, right, through various social platforms. You've got talking to people the old-fashioned way, saying, hey, how are you? Introducing yourself, going through your list. And I know there's a lot of rhetoric these days about, the secrets your upline won't tell you, and they're trying to get you to buy into their recruiting or prospecting system. But the reality is that what makes us valuable to a particular company is that we know people, that we have a relationship with friends, family, colleagues, and because of that relationship, there's what we call trust. And trust is something that you and your friend share together. For example, if your friend knocks at your door at maybe 11 a.m. and they're a friend of yours, you more than likely let them in. Isn't that true? You open the door, hey, come on in, what's going on? What can I help you with? That's with a friend. There's trust. Now, if they're a complete stranger and they're knocking on your door at like 11 p.m. or midnight, you're probably going to look through the peephole and you may make a decision as to whether you open it up. If you do, you'll probably open it up and keep them at a distance and have a conversation with them outside, right? You're not going to let a stranger in that you've never met before right away. Why? Because there's no trust yet. The trust is what opens the door and allows people to come in. That's what makes us valuable to our company and to the opportunity that we're working with, is because we have trust with them and they'll at least let us share with them the story. That's our job. It's not to convince, it's not to sell, it's to simply share the story. We're the advertiser, and we need to do that consistently. Challenge is a lot of us get scared about that. We're like, I don't know, what are they going to think about me? How are they going to perceive what I'm doing? That's not our job, and that's really not our business. Our job is to expose them to what it is we do. Hence, exposure's everything. And the more you do that, the closer you're going to get to people who feel like you do, who get excited about the same opportunity and are willing to invest time, money, energy, and resources into that endeavor along with you. So exposure is everything. It's like planting seeds. The farmer needs to plant many seeds in order to grow an orchard. You can't just plant one, you got to plant many. And that's the exposure process, is planting many, many seeds. You and I don't grow the tree, right? That's God's job. You and I, what we do is we plant the seeds. That's our job. And the more seeds we plant, the more likelihood we're going to have a harvest when harvest time comes. So exposure's everything. Plant as many seeds as possible. The second element, the second step here is fortune. The fortune that you're looking for is in the following up. It's following up with people. So we plant the seed, and then we're going to water it. We're going to cultivate it. That's following up. So the first time you may share this opportunity with me, it may not be the right time for me, but at least the seed's been planted. And a follow-up may be introducing me to a colleague of yours, or an upline support system, or one of your business partners, or one of the people that you're working with. It may be getting me onto a webinar where I can get additional information, showing me a different website, sitting down and showing me a video, introducing me to an event system, or maybe inviting me out to a local event in your area where people are going to be talking about the business. That's an additional exposure, but it's a follow-up, okay? You're following up, it's watering the seed that you planted in my mind. That's the job. It's not convincing me or twisting me or making me feel bad about not doing it. Perhaps it's keeping me to my word. If I told you I was going to do it, you're saying, hey, look, man, you told me you do it. Before you make your final decision, at least take a look. At least take a look at this webinar. At least watch this video with me. At least let me introduce you to my friend. That is follow-up. Now keep in mind, it takes on average 5 to 7 exposures, or 5 to 7, or 4 to 6 additional follow-up sequences for someone to make a decision. Most of the people who get started in my business got started after they said no 3, 4, 5, or even 6 times. So now they're not saying no to you, they're saying no to the fact that they don't understand enough just yet to make an informed decision. So I'm going to continue to follow up until they either completely disappear, or they decide to get started, or they say, genuinely, this is not for me. I'm excited about this. I can see you're excited. I'll give you some referrals. Okay, that's the follow-up process. That's just consistent following up and re-exposure of that initial exposure in different sequences. Okay, that's important. Now, the third element is to work with the willing. Some people are just not willing to do it no matter what you do for them. And for some of us, this drives us crazy, right? Because we got someone who says yes, they get started, and we're thinking, man, they're gonna be successful. They tell us they're gonna be successful. They say, man, watch my smoke, but then they don't do anything. And we think, well, why aren't you doing something? You said you were gonna do it. And they're just not willing yet. They're not willing to get on the webinars. They're not willing to watch the videos. They're not willing to be introduced to your support team or show up at the events or the company convention. That's just what it is. And unfortunately, a lot of us in our the early challenges I think a lot of us go through is we try to convince that person to do it. We try to convince them, to be a part of it. No matter what, we're like, man, you got to do this. And we spend all this energy and time trying to get this person to become willing. That's not our job either. That's almost as foolish as, watering a seed a bunch of times. You don't see it growing, and you dig around in the soil and pull the seed out and go, what's wrong with you, seed? Why aren't you growing? You're a good seed. I've been giving you water. You're in good soil. What's wrong with you? As a farmer, you'd never do that, would you? No, you'd continue to water, and you'd continue to cultivate, and you'd work with or cultivate the plants that are growing. That's what you would do. And so you want to work with the willing. So make sure that in your process of building your enterprise that you're keeping the main thing, which is exposure's everything. You're following up with that. So you're continuing to expose new people. You're not just sitting there in follow-up land, although you have to make sure you're continually following up, and you're working with those people that are excited, that see it like you see it. You're spending your time and energy with them. And what are you going to be doing with them? You're not going to be developing them, right? That's crazy. What you're going to be doing is helping them to expose and helping them to follow up. This will help your business grow in a massive way, and I'm looking forward to your success.